Good evening. What's going on, folks? Pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from around the world. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, AEW Worlds End just finished as we speak. So, I wanted to get on here and give my review for the show. It was quite a way to end the year 2023. Let's just say that. Overall, an alright show. Ending was predictable, but there was some good and there was some bad. There was some good and there was some bad to this show. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're definitely gonna talk about it. So, let's get into it. So, AEW Worlds End, the final pay-per-view for AEW to close out 2023, happened December 30th. This was at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Well, technically Long Island, New York. There were 12 total matches for the show. 3 of them were pre-show matches, so just a FYI. So 12 total matches. Let's go ahead and get started and jump right into this review. All right, let's go. All right, first up, had a nice little friendly singles match here. Some friendly competition. We had Willow Nightingale versus Kris Statlander. Of course, Willow Nightingale, a former NJPW Strong Women's Champion. Kris Statlander, a former TBS Champion. They duke it out in the opening contest via the pre-show. Not really much to say about this match. I mean, nothing really special, just some friendly competition. Although it looked like Willow was struggling to hit the Babe with a powerbomb on Kris Statlander. Like, it took her like 3 attempts to even hit her with that. I don't know if they just struggle with the timing or just her struggling just trying to pick her up. But, yeah, it looked, near the end, it looked pretty sloppy. But, it's kind of a bummer because I like both of these ladies. I've met Kris Statlander, but I gotta be honest, the finish was a little sloppy with this match. Like I said, it looked like Willow was struggling to pick her up, to hit her with the Babe with the powerbomb, which she eventually did and covered her for the 1, 2, 3. But yeah, I don't know if they were just both, were out of gas or what, but it was kind of a sloppy finish. And it was just a bummer because these are 2 very, very talented wrestlers. But it is what it is. Like I said, I don't have really much to say about this match. I mean, just friendly competition. It was okay, but just sloppy finish. That's really all I can say. All right. Let's go into the next match. So for the next match, we had ourselves a 20-man battle royale where the winner would receive a contract for a TNA championship shot anytime, anywhere. Okay. There was some interesting competitors for this match. And at the same time, I was not a fan of the winner. So this match seemed interesting, but had a sour, terrible ending. And there's even more to follow up to that later in the show. But I'm just going to go through the order of eliminations, and, I'll name off the competitors. So, first one that was eliminated was Serpentico. Then Dalton Castle got eliminated. Then Johnny TV, which, Johnny TV, Johnny Impact, John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Mundo, same dude. Then Lee Johnson got eliminated. Then Cool Hand got eliminated. Then Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order. Then John Silver of the Dark Order got eliminated. Then Kip Sabian. Then the bounty hunter Bryan Keith, which he lasted a good while and even got an elimination or two, so thought that was pretty cool. Then, of course, Cool Hand's partner Daddy Magic got eliminated. Then Christopher Daniels, he got eliminated. Rocky Romero then got eliminated. Then both Darius Martin and Action Andretti got eliminated at the same time. Then the Blade got eliminated. Then the Butcher got eliminated. Then Lance Archer got eliminated. Then Danhausen, which he got eliminated by Trent Beretta. So the final two came down to Trent Beretta and Luchasaurus. I'm sorry. Killswitch. It came down to those two. Killswitch eliminates Trent Beretta, and he is your winner of the 20-man Battle Royale. Somebody that was a former TNT champion. And he freaking wins this Battle Royale. Of all people that could have used this victory, you give it right back to Killswitch / Luchasaurus, whatever. So freaking ridiculous. So freaking ridiculous. Anyway, it's whatever. And then the final match of the 0 hour pre-show came down to a title match. This title match. Alrighty. We had the FTW Championship on the line in an FTW rules match. Anything goes. No DQs, nothing like that. We had the champion, Hook, defending against the current ROH Pure Champion, Blackpool Combat Club's Wheeler Yuta. Well, at least this was a good match. I'll give it that. At least this was a good match. This was pretty entertaining. This was back and forth. We got to see all sorts of weapons used. A hockey stick, a 2x4, a stop sign, chairs, kendo stick, things like that. Wheeler Yuta got cut as well. He got cut on the eye. But, this was nice. This was back and forth. This was a good, solid match between both these guys. So, I was digging it. I was digging it. But Hook was able to get the submission victory, was able to submit Wheeler Yuta with a red rum, with a piece of the hockey stick, to retain the FTW Championship, which I felt like was the right call. Because, like I said, none of these guys need to be double champion. We have enough of that in existence in pro wrestling. So, let's not add to that. But, no, this was a good way to close out the 0 hour pre-show for World's End. So, I was cool with it. Thought it was a good match. Yes, indeed. Okay. Now let's move on to the main card. Starting off with a first match. All right, first match to start off the main card was the All-Star 8-Man Tag match that included competitors that competed in the AEW Continental Classic. So, team number one, we had Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, Mark Briscoe, and Daniel Garcia taking on the team of Brody King, Switchblade Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Roosh. Of course, you know, this was pretty much Blue League competitors versus Gold League competitors. So, I could totally understand why this was a thing. Thought it was a good match for the most part. Felt like the action was, you know, quite frequent. Only thing I didn't like was the ending. I thought the ending sucked. Great action throughout the match from all 8 of these competitors, but felt like the ending was trash. And man, Brody King kept getting in Daddy Magic's face. He was on, you know, Matt Menard. He was on commentary for this, but yeah, just he kept getting in his face on the outside. That was pretty funny. But yeah, overall, all 8 competitors, you know, got in on the action, but just the ending was trash. But yeah, Daniel Garcia, just out of nowhere, was able to get a pin on Jay Lethal. Just a jackknife pin. Just a regular jackknife pin for the 1, 2, 3. And Claudio, Danielson, Briscoe, and Garcia win this All-Star 8-Man tag. Yeah. Like I said, decent match, trash ending, in my opinion. So, that's all I can really say. Next up, let's see, let me go to the graphic. Here we go. Next match was a singles match. We had Andrade El Idolo versus the Redeemer, Miro. I felt like this was a good match. Of course, Andrade had CJ Perry in his corner, which also very thankful that CJ had successful surgery on her finger to remove that infection that she had. So glad to see that she came through that. She had her finger taped and wrapped, everything, but it's good to see that she's okay. So that's what's counts the most. This was a good back and forth match. Definitely it was cool to see CJ Perry. She was talking a lot of smack to Miro. But yeah, this was a good match for what it was. Definitely back and forth. Even though it seemed like Miro was in control for most of the first half of the match. To be honest, the ending was pretty obvious. The ending was obvious. CJ Perry turned on Andrade. Miro finished off Andrade with a Machka kick and then locked him into the game over, and he tapped out. Miro is your winner by submission, and of course, you know, got the nod of approval from CJ Perry. I mean, it's not really a surprise. I mean, it's his wife. It's his wife. So, and who knows, y'all? This could be Andrade's last match in AEW, as his contract is set to expire. And word is, he might be headed back to WWE. Who knows? I mean, after all, his wife, Charlotte Flair, is still part of WWE. I mean, you know, she's recovering from injury. But he could return. Might get paired up with Zelina Vega again. I mean, that pairing worked really well. So we'll see what happens, but it's possible this could be Andrade's last match in an AEW ring. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with Miro and CJ Perry. Pretty much looks like they've reunited. So, but overall, good match. I enjoyed it. It was just the ending was obvious. It was an obvious ending. But it's cool. It's cool. Alrighty. Next up, another title match. We had the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. As the champion, Toni Storm, or Timeless Toni Storm, defended against Riho. Solid match, which was expected. Definitely felt like it was back and forth. Luther ended up getting ejected. He eventually got ejected. And, you know, it was definitely back and forth between Toni Storm and Riho. And although I didn't expect Riho to win, I was kind of surprised, a little bit surprised at the finish, because I honestly expected Mariah May to try and interfere, but she did it. She didn't. And Toni Storm, you know, got the pin clean. And not only that, she hit kind of that reverse flipping DDT, something I haven't seen her do in a while, because she usually does the Storm Zero, which Riho did kick out of. But yeah, she switched to that finisher and was able to put away Riho clean. You know, she beat her clean. Even after Luther got ejected, you know, she didn't try to cheat again or anything like that. So I was kind of surprised at the ending. But like I said, I figured Toni Storm was going to retain. And then afterwards, Mariah May came out to celebrate with Toni Storm. So, well, I guess we probably won't see Mariah May wrestle in AEW until 2024, whenever that will be. You know, it's kind of a bummer, because she was doing a lot more in Stardom than she's doing right now, being, you know, Toni Storm's little lackey. So, but Toni Storm will end 2023 as AEW Women's World Champion. So, it is what it is, but still a good solid match. Still a good solid match, and you know, Riho will eventually get another opportunity. But I enjoyed the match for what it was. Good stuff. Okay, before we do the rest of the card, here's a quick word on the sponsor for this video, Game Beauty. Check them out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Darius, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heat Wave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves limited edition makeup collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. Alrighty, let's continue with the rest of the card. Here's the next match. Okay, so originally this was supposed to be a singles match between Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. Unfortunately, due to injury that apparently Keith Lee has been dealing with that got worse since Final Battle, injury he's, had ever since last year, unfortunately was not in good condition to compete. So therefore, they had to make a change, and his replacement was the natural Dustin Rhodes. I mean, after all, there's a reason why they say card subject to change. That can happen any show. Now, this had a very interesting start. As Dustin Rhodes made his entrance, he got attacked preemptively. Swerve took his foot to a cinder block, jumped off the apron, stomped on his foot through the cinder block to injure Dustin Rhodes. Had the medical staff help him out, bring him up the ramp, but he turns around, gets back in the ring, and opts for the referee to start the match. Because this all happened before the bell even rang. The bell hadn't even rang. So I thought this was going to end up being a no contest, but Dustin Rhodes hobbled back to the ring, got in, gave the ref the order to, start the match. I'm good to go, start the match. So they started the match. Swerve already had the upper hand. And I thought it was going to end up being a squash, but this ended up turning into a match. Dustin ended up putting together some offense. Even was able to hit a Canadian Destroyer and even a Crossroads, which I don't know why everybody was booing that. I mean, Dustin is the brother of Cody. I mean, come on. They've done the same moves before. I mean, come on now. I don't know why folks were booing that. But yeah, he was able to string together some offense, and this became a match. This became a pretty good match. But Swerve was indeed going to get the last laugh, as not only did he hit 2 house calls, a pop culture, and a swerve stomp. Yeah, all that. He hit all that to put away Dustin Rhodes for the 1-2-3. But like I said, not surprised. Not surprised. I mean, this was a change to the card last minute. But yeah, Swerve picked up the victory. But like I said, Dustin Rhodes, he put up a good fight. I'm glad that this at least turned into a match. I mean, some may feel like they should have just, had this be a squash or no contest. But, they had to make up for time, so I get it. I get it. So, I'm okay with it. Let's go into the next match, which we had another 8-man tag. Okay, this time we had the team of Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin taking on the team of Ricky Starks and Big Bill, who are the current AEW World Tag Team Champions, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Konosuke Takeshita. For the most part, this this was a pretty good match. I really wasn't too sure what to expect, to be honest with you. But I thought it was still a good match. I know Sting didn't really get in until, middle near the end of the match, which that wasn't really surprising. Even had a moment where Sting and Jericho had their submissions locked in, the Scorpion Deathlock and the Walls of Jericho. So there was that. And of course the fans were booing the mess out of Chris Jericho for reasons that I'm not going to get into, because if y'all been keeping up, y'all know what the deal is. I'm not going to get into that. But overall, match was alright. Sammy Guevara was able to pick up the victory for his team, pinning Ricky Starks for the 1-2-3 after hitting a shooting star press. So, didn't really expect that finish, but it's cool. It's cool, I guess. And like I said, congratulations to Sammy Guevara. Him and Ty Mello had their baby. So, yeah, he's a father. So, pretty cool. And, of course, gotta love the respect shown by the fans of Long Island, as that's pretty much Sting's last match in Long Island, New York. So, hey, love the appreciation they showed. As it's been said, he's going to have his final match of his career at AEW Revolution in March in Greensboro, North Carolina, which I will be attending. So, looking forward to that. Should be good. All right. Let's keep going. Another championship match for the ladies. Here we go. All right, so we had the TBS Championship on the line. The champion, Julia Hart, versus Abaddon. And this was a house rules stipulation. And the stipulation that Abaddon chose was for biting to be allowed and legal. So, interesting stipulation, but it kind of fits Abaddon. And of course, we definitely saw biting in this match. So, hey, I guess she made the right choice. But, pretty back and forth match. The crowd kept chanting, "This is spooky," throughout the match, which, makes sense. But, both these ladies look pretty good. Back and forth match. Sky Blue tried to interfere and attack Abaddon. Abaddon made her pay for it. But, yeah. It was a pretty decent match between both these ladies. I believe this was Julia's third title defense, I believe. So she's been busy. She's been busy. But it was really good to see Abaddon have a match on a pay-per-view. So thought that was really cool. But Julia Hart was able to pick up the victory, hitting the diving moonsault. I believe she landed with her knees onto Abaddon, but pinned her for the 1-2-3. And Julia Hart, still your TBS champion. And, of course, Sky Blue stood tall with Julia Hart. So, yeah. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Let's move on to our next title match. Let's just get this one over with. This was for the TNT Championship, no disqualification stipulation. As the champion, Christian Cage defended against Adam Copeland. Of course, Nick Wayne and his mother were there in Christian's corner. I mean, we got to see a bunch of action. Table, ladder, chairs, even a flaming table, which Nick Wayne was put through. Well, kind of. He landed, his butt or tailbone landed on the back of that table. Like, honestly, it bent a little bit. I mean, the table was on fire. It bent a little bit, but I hope Nick Wayne is okay because he, like, landed on the backside of that table. Hope his tailbone is okay. That's all I can really say. But, and then Adam had a really nasty cut on top of his eyebrow, and it was swelling up pretty badly. But it was back and forth. Of course, Nick Wayne interfered a couple of times, and it even went as far as Adam Copeland being able to not only spear Christian through a table, put Nick Wayne through a fire table, hit a kill switch of his own on Christian, pinned him for the 1-2-3, and Adam Copeland became the new TNT champion for about a minute or two. Oh, it gets worse. Then Killswitch shows up behind him, attacks him. He's getting ready to cash in his newly won contract that he won from the earlier 20-man Battle Royale. And then Christian gets up and forces him to hand the contract over to Christian for him to sign it and cash in, which he reluctantly does. And then Christian cashes in, hits Adam Copeland with a spear, covers him for the 1-2-3, and becomes a 2-time TNT champion. And y'all wonder why I hate Money in the Bank and cash-in scenarios because of stupid crap like this. Make it make sense. It's already bad enough that you had somebody who has already been a TNT champion win the earlier Battle Royale. You have him take out the new champion of Adam Copeland. He's going to cash in, and you have him give it up to the dude that just lost the title for him to win it right back. And y'all wonder why I hate Money in the Bank cash-in scenarios. And this really was no different. No, they didn't have qualifier matches for this. This was all decided in a battle royale. But it's still the same concept. You can't sit there and tell me otherwise. It's still the same concept. I don't care. Oh, but what about when Seth Rollins cashed in at WrestleMania? It doesn't matter. It's the same concept. It's nothing special. Anybody can do that. It's not unique. It's not special. How? When anybody can just cash in and take advantage of somebody after winning a hard-fought match or after eating a beatdown. Come on, y'all. Think. Think. There's nothing special about Money in the Bank or these cash-in scenarios because they are continuously done like this, like the similar. And this just gave me another reason why I will never appreciate cash-in scenarios. And for that sake, mark my words, I will be skipping Money in the Bank 2024. I don't care. I don't care. Y'all can agree or disagree. I don't care. I will be skipping WWE Money in the Bank 2024. Not going to preview it, not going to review it. Not even going to watch it, to be honest with you. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. I hate Money in the Bank and cash-in scenarios, period. And the fact that this happened just made it even worse. And it just proves my point. Anyway, next! We had the AEW Continental Classic Finals. It came down to Jon Moxley from the Gold League versus Eddie Kingston of the Blue League. Bryan Danielson was on commentary, special commentary for this. Definitely back and forth match between these two. They tore each other apart. It really went down to the wire, which, of course, these two are, longtime friends. They've known each other well. And it was hard-hitting. It was definitely hard-hitting from both. I'm surprised nobody bled in this match, especially Jon Moxley. But this was hard-hitting, back and forth. Eddie Kingston hit a handful of back fists from the future, a couple of Northern Light bombs, and just Mox kept bouncing back. But overall, it took about a fourth or fifth back fist from the future to put away Jon Moxley, covered for the 1-2-3. And ladies and gentlemen, after doubling down at the beginning of this tournament, putting the ROH World Championship and the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship into the pot, Eddie Kingston not only retains those two titles, but he adds the AEW Continental Crown Championship and becomes the Triple Crown, AEW Triple Crown Champion. That is your winner of the Continental Classic and your Triple Crown Champion. So congratulations to Eddie Kingston. He walks away with 3 championships. ROH World title, NJPW Strong Openweight title, and the inaugural AEW Continental Crown Championship, which is actually a pretty cool looking belt. They revealed it. It was a pretty cool looking belt. And great sportsmanship at the end between Mox and Kingston. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, Eddie Kingston had a rough start in the tournament, but was able to do enough to make it to the finals and win the whole thing. So he walks away Triple Crown champion. Gutsy move, but hey, I can appreciate it. And then the main event of AEW Worlds End came down to the AEW World Championship on the line as the champion MJF defended against Samoa Joe. Adam Cole ended up joining by the side of MJF at ringside. At first, the match seemed very one-sided, with Samoa Joe just really taking it to MJF. But MJF was able to eventually mount up some offense and to be able to carry on through the match. Hit a heat seeker, had Samoa Joe in the Salt of the Earth submission. And man, that was a sick muscle buster that he took on the apron from Samoa Joe. I was like, dang, I didn't think they would do that spot. But that was a pretty sick spot. But yeah, it later on became pretty back and forth. It got to the point where the referee got knocked down for a bit. MJF tried to call for Adam Cole to hand him the Dynamite Diamond ring, which it took him a while, but he was able to get it out and give it to MJF. But then he ended up getting caught in the Coquina clutch. This was a second time. He got caught in it the first time, but was able to reverse it into a pin. But this time, Samoa Joe was able to lock it in, get the body scissors. MJF tried to hold on for as long as he could, but faded out. Referee Bryce Remsburg lifted up his arm 3 times, could not get it up, and bam, called for the bell. Samoa Joe with the Coquina clutch becomes the new AEW World Champion. So congratulations to Samoa Joe. He did what he said he was going to do. Beat MJF in his hometown. But it wasn't over with that. Adam Cole got in the ring to console MJF. And then the Devil Henchman appeared. And they ended up attacking both MJF and Adam Cole. They held up MJF and Adam Cole. And one of the henchmen was ready to hit MJF with the chair. Or, no, actually, he held the chair up. Was kind of looking back and forth between MJF and Adam Cole. Lights went out. Soon as he lifted up the chair, lights went out. And as soon as they came back on, there Adam Cole is sitting in the chair with the henchman right behind him. And MJF in the middle of the ring by himself, facing Adam Cole and the henchman, which ended up being Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Wardlow. And they all ganged up, beat down MJF, and laid him out. And there you are, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Cole revealed himself to be the devil. Not really that big of a surprise. Personally, I wished it would have been Adam Cole and Red Dragon. That would be, my perfect scenario. But I can kind of understand why it's these guys. I mean, after all, Adam Cole was once in the Kingdom before. So he has ties with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. So there's no surprise there. And of course, Roderick Strong, they were in Undisputed Era together. And, also ROH alumni. And Wardlow, he's been wanting to get back at MJF for the longest time. So it makes sense that he would be involved in this. But, yeah, to be honest, it was kind of obvious that it was leaning to be Adam Cole. Looks like he's, not fully recovered, but still, with him being revealed to be the devil, it's not that big of a surprise. I totally get the ending. The ending was definitely, predictable, and I like the ending. I just wish it would have been Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Red Dragon. That really would have been perfect. But I'll take this. It is what it is. I totally get the ending. But yeah, and quite a way to do that to MJF in his hometown of Long Island. So that's quite a way to end AEW in 2023. Overall, show is all right. Not their best show. Definitely not their best show. But it was okay. It was all right. I'm not going to say it was trash, but I'm not going to say it was one of their best shows, especially not this year. So I'm just looking forward to see how 2024 will be with AEW. They ended 2023 kind of on an interesting note. And not to mention, I assume Taven and Bennett are, the ROH tag champs, unless they're going to do the Freebird rule. But no, they have the belts, so it makes sense. But yeah. Well, there you have it for AEW Worlds End. Don't forget to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty. And let me know what y'all honestly thought about World's End. Did you like it? Did you like the matches? Did you like the outcomes? How do you feel about Adam Cole being the devil? Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, all of the above. Hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the 2. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed end of 2023. And I will see y'all in the year 2024. Happy early new year. Everybody, God bless. Peace out. See y'all soon.